Hello! Okay, so those who know me know that I have an interest in serial killers and psychopaths and just true crime in general. So I thought I would start to bring a little bit of that to YouTube. So, sorry, the phone's ringing. I thought I'd just start off with a checklist or list of the traits of female serial killers. So, you might be surprised. You might think, oh, somebody I know has these traits, or maybe I have these traits, or maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't want to know. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Okay, so some warning signs, common behavioral traits are the telling of exaggerated stories intended to inflate the teller's worth or importance in the listener's perception. So, there was this lady I met. I'm not going to say her name, but she was trying to recruit me for a job. Somebody really wants to talk to me. And she basically made it sound like she owned an office and that she ran the office and that she wanted me to work in the office. But when I met with her, she didn't have an office. She didn't run an office. She wasn't a boss. And then afterwards, when we went out to part ways in the parking lot, she made me think that her car was the shiny black Cadillac. But when she drove away, it was the crappy minivan that needed a car wash. I don't know if that would be an example, but it's a little exaggerated and makes her seem more important than she is. I guess I'm lucky to be alive. Compulsive lying, that sounds kind of similar, but you would just lie about everything all the time, just like stupid stuff. I don't know, you just make up stories and you don't even know why you do it, you just do it. Like, yeah. Petty thieving, bouncing of checks, or bad credit behavior. So if you know a woman who maxed out your credit card or bounced a bunch of checks, I think that's more of a symptom of not being able to control impulses or greed, because most murders by women are for profit, like black widows who marry some dude 30 years older than them and either wait for them to die or find a way to kill them and make it look like an accident just because they want some dough. Sudden shifts in mood or a permanent shift to a hostile and demeaning attitude from an affectionate and respectful one. I don't know, that kind of applies to like every woman, like all the time. Like, I don't know, there's hormonal changes and PMS and like, I don't know, that could apply to like everybody. Promiscuous sexual behavior. So, I don't know, if she sleeps with a different dude every night, I mean, that might be a sign. I mean, if she steals his credit card when she leaves, that might be another sign. If one minute she's affectionate and cute and the other she just wants to bite off your head, I mean, you know, she might, I don't know. A morbid interest in death and true crime literature. Drug or alcohol abuse, eating disorders or obesity, a history of abuse as a child. It doesn't really, sorry, I'm just really distracted by the phone ringing off the hook. I'm not sure if it's psychological or physical, but I think maybe both. I think, and a history of broken marriages. So, I don't know, I feel like that applies to a lot of women, but I mean, I guess if they have most of these, they might be more at risk to be a serial killer. But I mean, when you really think about it, if you had a really crappy childhood and you were abused physically, sexually, or mentally, if you don't have a lot of money, you're more likely to steal, you're more likely to have bad credit, you're more likely to look for someone to help you with that, and maybe if you're psychopathic, you might take that to the next level of seeing them as indisposable and killing them for their profit. I guess it just depends on a variety of factors conjoined together on what determines who actually does kill, who's at risk to kill, and who just has the traits of people who have killed. I mean, sorry, looking at the list, I could think 3 to 5 of those apply to me. I consider myself abused as a child psychologically, which might not seem like a big deal, but I mean, I think it's affected me, and I think it's given me a lot of character. I think it's given me too much character. Another thing is I have a binge eating disorder problem. I take an interest in true crime and true crime literature, otherwise I wouldn't know about this or be talking about this. I've never been married. I don't have bad credit. I've never bounced a check. I'm not in debt. What else was there? I lost my page. Ah! I lost my page! Lucky. I used to lie a lot when I was younger. When I was a teenager, I would lie on the internet all the time to, like, everybody. And I didn't really think about it, and I really didn't think it was wrong, but, like, one day I had this great epiphany of, like, all these stupid little lies I told, and that I probably shouldn't be doing that. I don't know if that counts or not. Somewhere I read that lying is part of your social development. You realize that you can manipulate other people socially, and some people quit doing it. Some people realize what it does and they quit doing it. Other people realize what it does and they keep doing it anyway. I'm not a klepto. I've never stolen anything. I'm not promiscuous. I don't abuse drugs or alcohol, but I probably abuse food. And I think that covers them all. I'd like to think that I'm modest when I talk about myself or when I tell stories about myself, but I mean, we all have a tendency to exaggerate. But really, like, how much do you exaggerate? Anyways, I just find it all very interesting. I don't know, think about the factors, think about if they apply to you or if they apply to someone you know. It's always a subject for interesting discussion. So yeah, I found this list in Peter Vronsky's book, Female Serial Killers. He's a Canadian author, and he has a very good sense of humor, very informative, and lots of information. So if you're into true crime, definitely go check that out. Okay, now I'm gonna figure out who called me 5 times in the past 3 seconds.